What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review of Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 3, Episode 8. Yeah, I got that right. Okay. So, we start this episode off with drunk-ass Lou showing up down to Rock's house. Now, I don't understand how everybody just know where Rock done moved to. She moved out the hood for a reason. She did not leave her forward in address, yet everybody, including Ronnie, who just got out of jail 2 weeks ago, know where Rock lived. But neither here nor there. I mean, of course, Lou would know, but I'm just saying. He show up drunk, yelling, talking about who you want me to go take care of next, Rock. You know, I'm a iller, right? That's what we do. We murder people, right? And I'm sitting here like, ain't nobody called the police on Rock yet. Like, it's been a lot of situations going on over at Rock's house. She literally had armed, like, a whole army of armed dudes busting her house in the middle of the night. And ain't nobody thought that was unusual. Nobody saw nothing. Okay. She calls Marvin to come over, and Marvin is like, look, we need to get him in a program. He needs some help. Rock was like, the only program he needs is to get with my program, okay? Ain't nobody putting him in no program. He all right. He just need to get whatever he got on him off of him. And Marvin is like, but that's what I'm saying. He need a program. Rock ain't trying to hear it. Now, while this is going on, we have with them people, Jukebox and what her name, Lakeisha, having a whole sleepover. Lakeisha, Letitia, Aisha, having a whole sleepover, and you know, Jukebox opens up a little bit about Nicole. So we know that Aisha knows that. We know that she knows that that Jukebox is gay. So we've been having this whole debate over on TSF about whether Aisha is playing both of them or if she. I think Aisha. Listen, I feel like Aisha got a lot going on with her that we don't know about yet. Does she have an eating disorder or is she pregnant? Is it really just nerves? Why is she always in the bathroom getting sick? There's got to be a reason, okay? Then, is she gay? Is she straight? Is she questioning her sexuality? Does she have feelings for Kanan? Does she have feelings for Jukebox? I'm not sure if we're going to get the answers to any of those questions over the next 2 episodes, but it's definitely an interesting conversation to have. But we see that, whatever. Now, I feel like they could go deeper. They could have went deeper with that whole situation, but the writers chose to leave it there. So, again, I'm going to just sit back and wait and see where we go with this. Honestly, my prediction is Butter falls apart for whatever reason, and Jukebox rides off into the sunset into the military. Because later on in this episode, we see her meet with her recruiter. Her recruiter done told her, look, you done signed the paperwork. It's really hard to back out of your commitment once you have made your commitment to the military. And so I honestly think that Jukebox is going to try to get out of it if the situation with Butter works out. But I also think that she's smart enough to understand that it might not work out. And she's not going to put all of her eggs in one basket. So she doesn't give the recruiter a definitive, yes, I want to back out or not. She basically tells him, I'll be in touch. But I think that's what happens with Jukebox, which is what gets Jukebox into law enforcement. We'll fast forward, we see her in the original Power with her being a cop. I don't know. That's just what I think. So Rock thinks it's a good idea to call her mama to come and take care and babysit Lou the next day because she got things to do. She lets Marvin know that she's trying to get the rest of this business set up. She got Quan on her back because he's like, look, you promised that you was going to be able to move some weight and you really only ordering what you've been ordering from me. So I need you to increase some things. You know, she said, listen, I got to get this whole situation with Kanan straight. Kanan is running with Ronnie, running with Pops and Snaps. And again, there's a story there because the minute she said Pops and Snaps, baby, Marvin's face was like, what? He with them? She was like, yeah, he with them. So I need you to go and figure out what they got going on with my son, okay? Now, while this is going on, we see Kanan and Ronnie then met up with Pops and Snaps. And let me tell you something. I'm not really sure what their plan is. I don't know if they're trying to take Kanan and turn him into their protege, take them under their wing. Honestly, I do not know. However, they're definitely peeping it. And I'm going to be honest with you. They know that DEF CON was gay. because they threw it out there talking about some, yeah, I ain't never seen your mama with an I ain't never seen your daddy with another woman. I mean with another man, damn it, with another woman other than your daddy. Well, other than your mama. Damn it, I messed that whole thing up. But anyway, she threw it out there that she never seen DEFCON with another woman other than Rock. And I feel like she threw it out there to see what Kanan's response was going to be, to maybe see if Kanan has heard the rumors about DEFCON or not. I don't know. But I definitely feel like she threw it out there to let people know that she knew, right? And Ronnie was definitely defending DEFCON. So I was having a conversation with Retro over at the TSF Entertainment, and he brought up a very interesting theory. And the theory that he brought up was, what if Ronnie and DEFCON had something going on? Because let's be clear, Ronnie act like he ain't know what to do with Juliana either. And then again, we saw Pops talking to Ronnie about the fact that she ain't never seen him with a girlfriend. And he was like, "What you mean? I didn't have girls." And she was like, "What's their name?" He told me something. I don't remember their name. She was like, "So you had a special lady, but you don't remember her name?" So I feel like that might be where we're going with this. That maybe Ronnie and DEFCON had a little thing going on, but of course they couldn't be public about it because of the whole stigma. Plus they was hood, niggas. So I think that might be why Ronnie has a special hate for Rock, because Rock had what he couldn't have and was public about what he couldn't be public about. But I'm going down a whole nother road. I know that, put it in the comments, y'all. Are we going left? But I think it's a viable argument. But neither here nor there. So Marvin is following and he got his eye on Kanan, and he see what Kanan got going on. He ends up following one of Kanan's runners, and he finds out that Kanan is pushing Heron with the stamp Southside on it, right? While this is going on, Rock then went down to visit the guy, the Asian guy with the supply truck, and she's trying to strike a deal with him and say, "Listen, I just need to use your trucks. I won't interfere with your business. I just need to be able to put my product on your trucks, so when they deliver your stuff, they delivering my stuff, and I'm gonna pay you, pay you what I'm gonna pay you, and everything is good." Now he owns the company with his brother. His brother is like, "Let's do it. Sound like a plan." He's like, "Nah. What's the deal you have with Quan?" She was like, "Don't worry about what I got going on with Quan. I made you an offer. Either we in business or we not." And he was like, "Nah, I want the deal he getting." She said, "I made you an offer. Either take that or leave it. And we'll figure it out." Now, while this is going on, the brother is throwing a whole tantrum, and he was like, "Look, my brother's a drug addict. Like, I don't have the business with him, but he's not important to this conversation because he is a whole drug addict, and so he is not a factor. He is a non-factor." Now, what I thought Rock was gonna do was take the brother out, take the smart brother out, so that she would be able to work with the brother that seemed like a loose cannon that has a drug problem, because she could control him and basically just take over their whole company. But she puts Marvin on it. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is a kinder, gentler Marvin that handled it his way. I don't necessarily think that Rock gave him the order to handle it the way he handled it. But what he ended up doing was blackmailing the guy. He, took pictures of the guy in bed with another woman and threatened to tell his wife if he didn't take the deal to work with Rock for the deal that she offered. I think that's going to I don't think it's that serious. I don't think it's something that'll be a major storyline this season. It may come back to bite them in the butt next season. Don't know. But I really feel like, because the thing about blackmail is once you eliminate the threat, it's no longer a threat. So what if he decides to go home and tell his wife about it? What if his wife dies? What if his wife divorces him? Like, it's no longer, like, your leverage is gone and y'all right back where y'all started. But once you're in, you're in. I mean, I guess once they get in, it's really not a whole lot he can do because Rock gonna take over anyway. Neither here nor there. Butter is practicing, and we find out that Jukebox has been named the lead singer. Of course, Crystal is pissed off about it. She feels some kind of way, but it is what it is. And the manager told them, "Look, I can change my mind next week if I feel like Jukebox ain't living up to what she's supposed to live up to. Then I'll switch it up again. But for right now, this is what it is." When they leave, they see Crystal and Kanan kissing or whatever, and Aisha, whatever the child name was like, "Well, I guess he got over me quick." And Jukebox was getting ready to go over there and whoop their ass. But she said, no, don't worry about it, because why would I be mad about that when I got you? Now, again, Aisha, I was kind of defending you, girl, but now I got my eye on you, because now I am wondering, are you playing games? What kind of games are you playing? Because listen, don't play with my girl Juke. Now, while this is happening, Rock had to go down here and have a meeting with, is his name Quan? Anyway, with her supplier. And that's when he was telling her, look, what you got going on? She said, listen, I'm still trying to put the pieces into place, but don't worry about it. He said, well, in the meantime and in between time, you have competition. And he showed her the Southside stamp on the heron. Well, she was like, all right, cool. I'm going to have to take care of it. Well, of course, when she meets back up with Marvin, she realizes Marvin lets her know, that's what Kanan pushing. So now she's really in a situation because she's like, what am I supposed to do? That's my son. How can I eliminate the threat when the threat is my son? Okay. So she did a smart move with what she ended up doing with Kanan, when she called the caseworker and told the caseworker Kanan wasn't coming home. So the caseworker went down to the apartment because, of course, Rock had to have given her the address. Kanan then in there getting busy with Crystal. They smoking weed. Now listen, anybody who smokes weed knows, and I don't smoke weed, but I've been around weed smokers. It is in the air. It's just like cigarette or cigar smoke. It is in the air. She opens the door and act like she don't smell the weed. Now I know she smelled it because I smelled it through the TV. Okay? She tells Kanan that he need to get home, and if he don't get home, she gonna violate him, and he gonna be at a boys detention center. Okay? Now while this is going on, what her name? The detective that Howard's ex partner, I forgot the child name. Her daddy went to go visit Nicole's daddy and said, listen, I understand that you feel the way you feel, but me and you need to talk because I know my daughter, I know who my daughter was, and this ain't what my daughter was, okay? Now they get to compare notes and come to find out Howard was the one that went down there and basically made it seem like that his daughter would have done something to Nicole that was inappropriate. So now the daddy is putting some pieces together. Howard's days are numbered because, like I said, I think the task force is setting him up anyway, because the task force done went in there and the head of the task force, the guy that Howard's supposed to be replacing, gonna talk about some, let me give you some inside information. Yeah, they think Marvin is good for it. Marvin is good for it. They done made the connection to him and the Baisley projects and working with the mafia, and that's who they going after. Because again, I feel like they planting that seed to him to see what he gonna do with it, if he gonna take it back to Rock or however that's gonna work. Again, they setting Howard up, and we building up to it in episode 10. I'm telling you what I know. I think Howard is a wrap. I think Howard is gone. That's what I think. But anyway. Lou done left Rock's house because, of course, who thought that Rock's mama was going to give a damn about whether Lou stayed or left? He got up and he left. He went down to the bar. He told the barkeep, give Famous this tape. I finished working on his song. Tell him it's a great song, and I'm proud of him. And I'm going to be gone for a minute. Not sure when, where, or how I'm coming back. Lou is just in a bad spot. I don't know what Lou got going on, child. I don't know. Lou, again, I don't think Lou sees season 4. I hate it because Lou, I used to love me some Lou. He was one of my favorite characters season 1. Actually, probably, but yeah, I think Rock is gonna always be my favorite. Even when she be effing up, I love me some Rock. I just love how they write her character. But Lou is definitely not the answer. So Marvin, I already told y'all this part where Marvin and Rock meet up and realize that Southside is Kanan, and what are they gonna do about it? So Jukebox is trying to go. She trying to go to rehearsal, and 2 girls try to jump her down in the train, basically talking about you ain't making it to rehearsal today, and they tried to attack her leg. And Jukebox basically beat both of them girls' ass. Now, where we left off was one of the girls pulled a knife on Juke, and we don't know how she got out of it. All we know is next thing you know, she showed up at rehearsal, and she let Crystal know, your friends are weak, and I owe you a lick. Just so you know, it's coming, okay? Famous picked up his tape from the bar, and asked if he could keep using the studio. And old girl was like, listen, you could use the studio, but don't nothing come for free. So you can use the studio, but you got to do some help me out around here, help around the bar. So I don't know. I don't know where we're going with Famous. I don't know if that's going to help save Famous. Don't know. But neither here nor there, child. Down to the lounge, Rock rolls up on Pops and Snaps and basically tells them to stay the F away from her son. And they were like, look, ma'am, I don't know who you think you're talking to, okay? But we paved this road that you are running down in your little stilettos, okay? We are not intimidated by you. We are not scared of you. That all this that you doing might be fooling the rest of them, but baby, we knew you when you was in pigtails jumping double dutch, okay? So none of this is phasing us. And Rock was like, listen, I hear you, and that's all well and good. You the OGs, yada, yada, yada. But I meant what I said, stay the hell away from my son. Like, all of that y'all doing, do it. But stay away from my son. So Rock rolled up out of there, and baby, Snaps was like, yeah, I don't really take kindly to threats. So at this point, me and Rock got a problem. Like, we ain't have a problem before, but now we do. We got a problem. And I said, oh, well, Rock, you might have bit off more than you can chew or want to chew or need to chew, because that's about to be a whole situation. I think she at war now with Rock and Snaps, and I think that's a war she ain't trying to have. She definitely ain't ready for one. If we thought she wasn't ready for a war with the Italians, she damn sure ain't ready for a war with them, because Snaps, Rock, whatever the man said, he told her, listen, we know exactly who you getting your drugs from. You getting them from Sal. And all it takes is a phone call from us to tell Sal to drop you, and he will. So I'm not even sure what you think, thought, or think is going to happen. But, ma'am, you do not have the upper hand here. Now, while this is going on, Kanan done snitched on the social worker to Ronnie, and Ronnie done rolled up on the social worker. I don't know what Ronnie done said, but Ronnie done threatened her. And I guess he think that that's going to be the end of the situation, and that everything is going to be everything as it relates to the social worker. I don't think it's going to be that easy. I don't think that white lady, I mean, I think she's scared, but I don't think she's scared like she going to go away scared. I think she's scared like she going to make some phone calls scared. But I don't know. We'll see. Rock goes to Pranisha to talk to Pranisha about what's going on with Ronnie. Now, Pranisha was like, I don't know nothing. I don't see nothing. I ain't got nothing to say. What she doesn't realize is that she inadvertently told Rock what she wanted to know when she said, look, he got a whole girlfriend. He good. He doing his thing. I'm over here doing my thing. I don't understand why we got to talk about him. And Rock was like, a girlfriend? Who? She said, I don't want to say nothing else. You know, the girl from the bodega, but I don't want to say nothing else. I said, hell, you just said it. So now Rock know that Ronnie hanging out with Juliana, and you know it don't take Rock a lot to make the connection between A and B coming up with C. So she ends up going to Juliana's cousin saying, listen, she double-crossing you just like she double-crossed me. I need to take her out. And he was like, well, look, I need to confirm what you telling me, but if what you telling me is what is really going on, then you have my permission to do whatever it is that you need to do. Now while this is going on, we see Marvin meeting up with with his name Vince, the writer, and he's writing the story on he's trying to gear up to write the story on Jukebox, and he's asking questions about Marvin and his past and who he knows and the connection to this and the connection to Matt. And Marvin's like, whoa. What all this got to do with my daughter? And he was like, well, I mean, I got to do background. And Marvin was like, you ain't got to do background on none of that. No, none of that had nothing to do with this. Well, I mean, I was talking to a detective friend of mine. Marvin was like, whoa, you was talking to the police about me? He said, well, I mean, I'm doing my research. That's what I do. I'm a reporter. I'm researching. Like, that is what I do. He said, no, don't do no research. You don't need to research nothing. All you need to do is write about my daughter. And you can see that Marvin is like, yeah, this wasn't a good idea. I don't know about this right here. But he was feeling some kind of way. Well, later on in the episode, what do we see? We see Vince talking to the task force. And I told y'all that this whole thing was a setup. and that Vince was working with them people. I told y'all that, but neither here nor there. It looks like Vince got caught up in a charge, and they told him in order to get out the charge, then we'll do this and we'll do that. Now, what I don't know is when he started working with the Popo. I don't know if the whole thing was a setup from the beginning, from the first night he called Marvin and said, that he needed his help, which I think that's where it started, or if it started after that. Not sure, but it don't matter. He working with them people. Now the only question I have is who gonna take care of them little girls when they daddy come up missing? Cause he gonna come up missing. I don't think he make it to season 4 either. Now is Marvin gonna end up with 2 little white girls that he gotta take care of? Cause that's all I see that going. Now while this is happening, Rockton rolled up on Juliana and let Juliana know, yeah, I know what you're doing. And she got to give her a whole little speech, about, I had your back, you was, you was just, I took care of your husband for you, and then you did me dirty, and I took my lick, but I knew at some point I was going to circle back around, and here I am circling back around, and she had to give her a little speech before she took her out. But when it was all over said and done, she did 2 to the body, 1 to the head, like she tried to teach Kanan to do, but he ain't listen. And Juliana is gone, which we expected Juliana to be gone. I mean, I didn't think Juliana was going to make it out of this season, and she didn't. Okay. That is pretty much the episode. We got 2 more left. I think a lot. Just the one thing I will say about Power is that they, the last couple of episodes always is a lot. So we know that they're going to be giving us a lot in these next couple of episodes. So y'all let me know what y'all think. I will talk to y'all later.